Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on today's live stream. Today is another day in which we share as I reach far for the new book. Today is the 18th session, Tao Calligraphy, How to Heal and Rejuvenate Your Back. And we have really went far into this session. For those of you that are new, that are just finding out this live stream, I now have it posted on YouTube so you can watch all the episodes. And we're about halfway into the book. Right now we're into the 10 Daws, and we're into the 9th and 10th of those 10 Da. So it's been very exciting for me to read this book in piece by piece increments because, when you have to read it out loud to other people and remunerate on it, share the practices about it, it actually makes a big difference in the level of retention. So for me, as a center leader of Tao Center Portland, it really has helped me to be a better teacher and helps me to better understand the wisdom that Dr. Master Shah has brought to humanity, and especially the healing that has come through this book. He goes through each chapter explaining the nature of Tao healing, explaining the nature of Tao healing calligraphy and how the source calligraphy works. Then he talks about how it can bring healing to any part of your body. And so this is very, very important to understand because many, many people have already used this book, even though it's only been out there about 6, 7, not even that long, about 3 or 4 months now. And many people are already reporting significant shift in their health and wellness because they've been practicing with the book. And as a reminder to all of those of you that are newer, when you purchase this book, not only do you get the Tao calligraphies in it that have healing within them, you get a QR code and website to go to a special animated field where Dr. Master Shah chants and has put power into that animated field. And so it's a very, very powerful way to practice. And so today we're going to go into the 9th and the 10th Da. Now, again, for those of you that are new, and aloha to everybody who's just joined us, feel free to say hi to me. Let me know you're in the chat. Give me your name. Say I'm here. I'd love to acknowledge you. Thank you for coming. Click the share button as always. So the 10 Da, for those of you that are new or newer, not familiar with what that means, 10 Da means the 10 greatest. Da means greatest. What the greatest what? The greatest 10 qualities of an individual that is moving towards health, wellness, enlightenment, and more. And the 10 Da are love, forgiveness, compassion, and light. They are, that's the first 4. And then you have humility, harmony, flourishing, gratitude, service, today's topic, and enlightenment. So we're going to cover those 2 today. So these qualities are put in this book, even though this book is about how to heal your back, because the root cause, as Master Shah explains when he talks about Tao science and Shen, Qi, and Jing, go back and read those chapters, watch the previous videos on those. When Master Shah refers to Shen, Qi, Jing blockages, those are soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter blockages. How do these soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter blockages come into our vibrational field? Through our negative thoughts, our negative words, and our negative actions. So if we are out of harmony, generally speaking, that's because of a negative thought, word, or action, right? If we are not forgiving somebody, that's a negative thought, word, or action. If we are a service to self, selfish, then that creates negative thoughts, words, and actions because others are no longer being benefited where it's mutually beneficial. It's selfish, and so forth, flourishing. So these 10 qualities are the highest version of a human being. And when we are not operating in that highest version, then we create problems for our health and wellness, for our life, our livelihood, our relationships, and more. And so all that's explained in the earlier chapters. And this is also why he added the 10 Da qualities to this book, because when we start enhancing our life, by empowering ourselves with more love, light, forgiveness, compassion, more humility, and more flourishing, more service, more gratitude, then obviously we become happier, healthier, and more enlightened. So we're going to pop into there in just a minute. I want to acknowledge Jody and Anthea. Thank you both for coming. Great to see you here. Everybody else who's come in, please acknowledge yourself. Let me know you're here. And of course, like, comment, share. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop into this next section. Let's see about what page this is on so that you're all in the same area. We're actually out of this book. There's approximately 164 pages, and we're on page about page 98 right now. So this is great. We're actually about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through, and so I guess that means we have maybe 10 sessions left. That's my guess, 10 to 12 sessions, which is exciting. And you'll be able to have said, I got to read the whole book with Paul. So let me share the screen. And we'll pop in and pick up where we left off. Okay. So this is a reminder from last week. We had Da Chang Sheng and Da Gan En. Da Chang Sheng is the greatest flourishing in one sentence, is the energy to support and serve more in every aspect of life. So when you have flourishing, you can support more in every aspect of life. Then we touched on Da Gan En, the greatest gratitude. The key for progress is the one sentence. Key for progress to what? Progress in your life, progress in any area of your life. The sacred mantra is Ba Da Gan En, Dao Sheng De Yang, Zai Pei Si Hui, Dao En Yong Sun. And this translates to the Tao source. When you apply the greatest gratitude, the Tao source creates and nourishes you. Isn't that beautiful? It cultivates and grows you and educates you, brings more wisdom. And this is the greatest honor that will last forever. So this is the wisdom of the 8th quality. So now let's move into the 9th and 10th qualities. The 9th is Da Fu Wu. Da Fu Wu, the greatest service. And it goes on to say that he always puts this one sentence title at the beginning, Da Fu Wu. This is the purpose of life, the greatest service. So the 4 sacred phrases that Master Sha received for this quality is Zhi Da, Zhou Da, Fu Wu, Shi Wei Gong Pu, Wu Si Feng Xian, Shang Cheng Fa Men. So let's break this down a bit. Zhou Da Fu Wu is the 9th of the 10 qualities, is the greatest service. Shi Wei Gong Pu means to vow, to make a vow, to be a servant of humanity. The 3rd line, Wu Si Feng Xian, selflessly dedicate yourself to serve others. And then the 4th line, Shang Cheng Fa Men, the highest method and gate to healing, transformation, and enlightenment of one's soul, heart, mind, and body. Shang Cheng means highest. Fa means the Dharma. And Man means the gate or the door. So the last line means the highest method or gate to healing, transformation, and enlightenment in one's soul, heart, mind, and body. So this is important to understand on a much bigger level, because the soul, heart, mind, and body all have different levels of enlightenment, whether you are aware of that or not. Soul enlightenment is the easiest level to reach. That's when your soul becomes fatter, happier, and healthier through service, and it resides in your heart chakra or higher. That's the first level of enlightenment, soul enlightenment. Then you have mind enlightenment, heart enlightenment, body enlightenment. These are all entirely different. Heart enlightenment is when you're operating fully and completely from love. You have no agenda. You're completely selfless in your service. You just love everyone and everything. And that's a very, very high level. That has already been met by the great beings that we know, such as your Buddha and your Jesus and Krishnas and Muhammad's and other great beings of love and light. They have great, great, great open heart. Mind enlightenment, well, that one, Master Sha has said, it's easier to physically walk up to a mountain and push it and move the mountain than it is to reach mind enlightenment. Because what does that mean? That means that we have no thought. That means that somebody could poke us with needles over and over again, slap us in the face, and we have no thought. That means that we are just empty, and we are just one with all things. Very high level of enlightenment. And then the final enlightenment, which is a body enlightenment. And all this is talked about in some of the more advanced classes. And body enlightenment is when you are completely one with the universe. That's when you are light, body light, enlightenment. So your body is completely light. And that, of course, takes many, 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 many lifetimes and lots of good service. All of this is possible when you employ all of the 10 dot qualities on a consistent basis. Welcome, Risto, and welcome everyone else who's joined us. Please say hi. I'd love to acknowledge you. Thank you for clicking the share button already. And let's move on to the next section of this. So we see these 4 qualities: Zhi Da Fu Wu, Shi Wei Gong Pu, Wu Si Feng Shen, Shang Cheng Fa Men. Master Sha goes on to say, the purpose of life is to serve. I have committed my life to this purpose. To serve is to make others happier and healthier. To serve is to empower and enlighten others. A human being has a physical life and a spiritual life. The physical life, as you know, is limited. Birth, we become old, we become sick, we die. Physical life. The spiritual life, the spiritual journey is eternal. Physical life is given to us so we can serve the permanent life, the spiritual journey. That's the soul life. There are 2 kinds of services and benefits. One kind is to serve yourself, to achieve your own success and enlightenment. The other kind is to serve others, to help make others successful and enlightened. Many people think that to serve oneself is a priority. In fact, to serve, empower, and enlighten others is much more important than to serve yourself. Why does a person suffer? High-level spiritual wisdom explains that a person suffers due to self-attachment or self-centeredness. A person could turn everything around. A person could turn everything that they think about into thinking about themselves. This could manifest as greed, anger, lack of wisdom in what they do, what they say, what they speak, what they think, doubt and ego, competition, jealousy, a nature to fight, fighting nature, and more. I have explained these earlier. I emphasize again, Master Sha says, these qualities of self-attachment, self-centeredness are all spiritual pollution in the heart and soul. These natures of self-attachment are the root cause of all challenges in health, relationship, finances, and spiritual journey. To transform health, relationship, finances, and the spiritual journey, the key is less me, less self-centeredness, and less self-attachment. A highly enlightened spiritual being could reach the condition of completely removing me if one can serve others unconditionally and selflessly. Every aspect of life could be transformed beyond words. I am delighted to share a 1-sentence secret. To serve others is to reduce me. To serve others unconditionally is to reach no me. Guanyin, the compassion Buddha, served humanity and all souls unconditionally for millions of lifetimes. Therefore, she has become a universal mother. Heaven and Tao gave her the honorable title of Qian Shou Qian Yan, which stands for 1,000 hands, 1,000 eyes. Dat Sibei, greatest compassion. Zhou Ku, Zhou Nang, saving humans from the bitterness and disasters. Guang Da Yuan Man, greatest enlightenment. If you commit to serve others unconditionally, others may not become enlightened, but you could become enlightened first. So to enlighten your soul, serving unconditionally is a must. What does it mean to serve unconditionally? To serve unconditionally is to serve without me, me, me. One needs to serve selflessly without me, me, me. Shen Koi is our daily life. Shen means activities, actions, and behaviors. Ko means speech. Yi means thoughts. Every day, everyone has Shen Ko I. Can we focus on our Shen Ko I? On serving others unconditionally, selflessly? If so, you could receive remarkable transformation in your health, relationships, and finances, and receive unimaginable upliftment for your soul enlightenment journey. So, what are the sacred lines? 周大福，是为公仆，无私奉献，相成法门。The ninth of the 10 dot qualities is greatest service. Vow to serve humanity. Selflessly devote yourself to serve others, the highest method and gate to enlightenment. There is a universal law called the universal the universal law of universal service. And it begins with these three statements. Serve others a little, receive a little reward from the Tao source. Serve others more, receive more reward. Serve others unconditionally, receive unlimited rewards from the Tao source. It does not matter who you are. It does not matter what job you're doing. In what you do, in what you speak, and in what you think, always remember to make others healthier, happier, empowered, and enlightened. Let's pause there a moment. That was quite a lot, huh? This is a very, very powerful teaching, this particular one on the Da Fu Wu. And in essence, he's saying, move from me, me, to thinking and serving others. That the root cause of almost all of our suffering is related to selfishness. Isn't that interesting? And when we talk about how do we transform this negative information, any messages on our soul level that are residing in our vibrational field, maybe it's creating a health issue for us, maybe it's creating another issue for us, relationship or whatever it might be. When we stop and give love to the other, when we stop and forgive the other, when we bring more light to the situation, when we go into a space of humility, move away from I'm right, to a space of humility, when we show gratitude, all of these qualities can easily assist us to move from me to being of greater service. Because the reasons often we choose me is because we are out of alignment with love, forgiveness, compassion, light. We don't have enough of these other qualities. And as we incorporate those and generate more of those activities in our life, as we forgive ourselves, forgive others, as we move into levels of humility and gratitude, all of a sudden we have more energy. We have more stamina, vitality. All of a sudden we have more desire to make a difference in other people's lives. Why? Because we're not suffering. Our suffering is minimized when we do that. So welcome. I see 3 of you have said hi. There's 3 of you that haven't. Please do so. I want to acknowledge you, give you my love, and thank you for coming. So let's pop back in and see what the next statement is. So to finish this statement on Da Fu Wu, the greatest service, Master Sha shares, humanity has all kinds of challenges, including health, relationship, finances, and spiritual journey. The absolute key for service is selfless service or unconditional service to others without me. It's easy to say, but difficult to do. Therefore, Da Fu Wu, the greatest unconditional and selfless service, carries Tao source information, energy, and matter, which can transform our negative information, energy, and matter so that we can serve others unconditionally and selflessly. In one sentence, Da Fu Wu, the greatest service, is the purpose of life in every aspect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful teachings. Okay. So I'll pause a moment here. We'll come back around to that. So I remember when I was about 22, 23 years old, and I entered a school for theosophy where you learn all the different belief systems. And we studied many different things. And the theme of service was taught in that school, how service permeates all the different belief systems and how it's a good thing and the right thing. And I knew that innately, but it brought it more to the surface. And so I became a Valley Big Brother, and I started taking care of, taking care of, 1-2 days a week. This is little brother, and his name was Nick. And Nick and I, we would hang out because he didn't have a father figure. And this was my form of service. And so fast forward a few years, I was big brother to him for a couple of years. And one day we were on the basketball court, and there's another little boy came up. His name is Derek. And Derek, come to find out, had a lot of problems going on. His mom took her life. His father didn't want him. He lived in the same town, and he had a place to live, but he didn't want him. And so he was forced to go live with his grandmother, who had just retired and was now shackled with a teenage kid. He was about 12, 13 years old at that time. And she flat out told him, I don't want you here. I'm not happy about this. I'm about ready to start my life in retirement. And now I'm have you. So basically nobody wants the kid. So, my heart's really big. I want to serve. So after a year or so, because, we always invited him to go play with me and Nick and do whatever we did, fishing, basketball, whatever. After about a year or so, I said, let me see if I can become a legal guardian for you. Now, I'm about 28 years old at that time, and no clue what I was stepping into. But I became a legal guardian for Derek for about 3 years and helped as much as I could from like age 14 to 17. And he created a lot of problems in my world. He didn't try, but he's a teenager, right? And that's what teenagers do. And so, long story short, my heart was to serve, but I didn't really have a very good understanding of what service meant. My understanding of service was to in this case, help somebody like Derek to have a different new life. And it was a great service to him. I actually finally reconnected with him just about a year ago. We had searched for each other many times. He searched for me, I searched for him. Somehow we missed each other. But we reconnected, and he's doing very, very well. He said I was the only bright spot in his life. So it was a very good conversation. We still kept in touch. We care about each other. He's a good guy. But what's the point? I didn't understand what was meant by service. Service is not just going to the soup kitchen and serving the homeless, although that's a good service. Service is not just providing water and hot coffee to someone freezing on the street. Service is not just donating $10 in the till at the church. Service happens at the level of thought, happens at the level of our words that we share and our actions. Most people think of service as actions, as I did in my young age. But Master Sha teaches us that service can happen at the level of thought and at the level of words. You see, just by, like, I read something just yesterday. It was a TikTok, and the person was saying, I'd walk into the high school every day and I'd say, "Hey, Todd, how you doing?" And I never met Todd. I didn't know Todd. I just knew that was his name. Every once in a while I'd chat with him, and he was always sitting there, had his nose in his book. But I'd always say, "Hey, Todd," because he was always in the same place. And he said at the end of that year, he got a letter from Todd, and he said, "I just want you to know how much of the service it was that you always said, 'Hey, Todd,' because you might not have known, but I was in such a depressed state, I had been considering taking my life more than once. I actually looked forward to you coming in and acknowledge me, because when you acknowledged me, I said, well, at least somebody knows I'm alive, right?" And he said, "Now that I've gotten some help, I can come back to you and say thank you." Here's the point. He opened his mouth. He didn't go and buy Todd lunch or dinner or take him, he didn't become a legal guardian like I did. He just said hi. And this is the way service works. We can be at home and chant love, peace, and harmony to serve others. So this wisdom is so very important to our self-health and healing. Why is it in this book, the Tao Calligraphy to heal your back? Why is it in there? Because these 10 qualities, when we bring them into our life, when we actualize them through our thoughts, through our words, through our actions, we are reversing our suffering. Why do we suffer physically? Why do we suffer emotionally? Why do we suffer financially? Why do we suffer in a relationship? Because of our thoughts, words, and actions. You get it? So service is using our thoughts, words, and actions in a very positive way to offset the negative information that's in our field, creating our suffering. I hope you link those together. All right. Share if you have any aha moments with that. And great to see you here, Andrea. Thank you for saying hi. There's a couple more that have popped in that haven't said hi yet. Please do so. Love to acknowledge you. I am now going to pop back in here, and we'll go to the next page here, which is on Da Yuan Man, the 10th of the 10 Das, the greatest enlightenment, the ultimate achievement for one's life. The Tao source, Master Sha says, gave me 4 sacred phrases for Da Yuan Man, the greatest enlightenment. Shi Da Yuan Man, Ling Xin Nao Shen Yuan Man, Ren Di Tian Dao Shen Xiang Ti, Fu Shu Lian Cai Ke Pan. So let's take a look at what these mean. Shi Da Yuan Man, the 10th of the 10 Da qualities, is the greatest enlightenment. Ling Xin Nao Shen Yuan Man. Ling is soul, Xin is heart, mind is the brain or now. Ling Xin Nao Shen Yuan Man is soul, heart, mind, and body enlightenment. Ren Di Tian Dao Shen Ti, which is the third line, Ren Di Tian Dao. Saints have 4 major levels or steps: human saint, Mother Earth saint, heaven saint, Tao saint. So just becoming enlightened, you're not, it's not like the pearly gates open and you're like, okay, I'm done. Yay, I'm enlightened. No, that's what I was just telling you a minute ago. There's soul enlightenment, heart enlightenment, mind enlightenment, body enlightenment. And as you move through those levels of enlightenment, you also move through levels of human saint, Mother Earth saint, heaven saint, and Tao saint. Tao means source. So Ren means human being. Di means Mother Earth. Tian means heaven. Therefore, Ren Di Tian Tao means human, Mother Earth, heaven, Tao. So what is a saint? A saint has reached awareness. Awareness means to realize the universal truths and to embody those universal truths. Ten Da is the highest universal truth. Ten Da is the Tao source nature. Awareness has layers. Therefore, there are 4 major layers of saints. Ren means human saint. A Ren Shen can transform a human being's condition. Human saints have also reached the Fan Lao Wan Tong state, which means birth, old age, sickness, and die does not happen for them. It is true rejuvenation. A human saint can reach that level. Di Shen is a Mother Earth saint. The quality of a Di Shen is very high. A Mother Earth saint can transform Mother Earth conditions. So an Earth saint can literally stop a tidal wave, can stop an earthquake. An Earth saint has that capability. Tian Shen means a heaven saint. A Tian Shen has even higher abilities, and a Tian Shen can actually transform heaven's conditions. Think about that. That's huge. A Tao Shen is a Tao source saint, the highest saint. A Tao Shen can transform countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes, because Tao is the source, the ultimate creator, and the source of countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes. So the wisdom of these 4 layers of saints, Ren Shen, Di Shen, Tian Shen, Tao Shen, is an ancient secret Tao wisdom. What are the powers and significance of being a Ren Shen, Di Shen, Tao Shen? Ren Shen, Di Shen, Tian Shen, Tao Shen. How do saints climb the stairs to reach higher and higher levels? I have shared more profound ancient wisdom and secret practices in 3 books that I have written on the Tao. And if you're inspired to learn more of this advanced soul achievement, then please read those books. Practice with them. And he lists those on the bottom of the page. The Tao 1, Tao 2, and the Tao Classic, which is basically the Tao 3. And the 4th book, I'm not sure which one he's referring to. Next line. Fu wu xiu fu wu zhou lian cai ke pan. Fu wu zhou lian cai ke pan. Serving unconditionally is the only way to climb heaven's and Tao's stairs to become a Renshen, Dishen, Tenshen, Daoshen. There you have it. We just talked about service. This is the only way to climb heaven's ladder. Fu Wu means service. Xiu means purification. Lian means practice. Shu Lian is a purification practice. And so by doing the purification practice of service, you can climb heaven's ladder. Shu Lian, he goes on to say, is to purify a human's Shen Ko Yi. What is Shen Ko Yi? Including activities, actions, behaviors, your speech, and your thoughts. And you need to transform those actions, behavior, speech, and thoughts to that of a saint's Shen Ko Yi. Because a saint doesn't speak out of line. A saint always speaks with love. A saint's behaviors always represent love and alignment, unconditional service. So when a human's Shen Ko Yi comes from a self-attachment, selfishness, and self-centeredness in every aspect of life, me, the purpose of Shu Lian is to purify selfishness to selflessness. I cannot emphasize enough, Master Sha says, that to truly purify is to remove all kinds of human pollution, including greed, anger, lack of wisdom, doubt, ego, fame, money and power, fighting, jealousy, competition, and more. Remove the above human pollution in order to reach a saint's level. Purify further and serve unconditionally to reach higher and higher levels of enlightenment. In one sentence, Da Yuan Man, the greatest enlightenment is the ultimate goal and achievement of one's spiritual journey and physical journey. Shur Da, Master Sha finishes the 10 Da statements here. Shur Da, the 10 Da, greatest qualities, is the Tao source nature, as well as source wisdom and power to transform every aspect of life, including health, relationship, finances, and your spiritual journey. Tao Calligraphy, which is what this book is written about, carries a source field, which includes source love and light, source frequency and vibration, source most positive information, energy, and matter, source unlimited capabilities, and the source highest power of soul over matter, which could transform the negative information, energy, and matter in every aspect of life. Okay. I needed to cover a lot there, but I hope you all enjoyed that because I wanted to finish the 10 Das before we go into the next chapter. So I pulled up a special source calligraphy of Da Fu Wu so that we can practice with it, so that we can receive the healing and rejuvenation from it, help to clear our me, and become a little less selfish and a little more oriented to selflessness. So let me share that screen with you. And this image here is called Da Fu Wu. Da Fu Wu is the greatest service. So how do we employ this? We incorporate the 6 power technique. Body power is touching all 5 fingers together, which we've covered many times before. Sound power, we're going to chant Da Fu Wu and greatest service. Mind power, we're going to visualize the light radiating from this source field transmitted within this source calligraphy, coming to our soul, coming to our frequency and our vibrational field, in lifting off of our frequency selfishness, me, in planting within our vibrational field the positive qualities and virtues of selflessness. Soul power, repeat after me. Dear the soul of this source field, source calligraphy, Da Fu Wu, I love you, honor you, appreciate you. As I interact and trace you, could you please bless me to remove selfishness, enhance selflessness? Please bless me to release any negative information that could inhibit this most necessary growth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let us touch all 5 fingers together and let us trace. I invite you to chant with me and see the light coming to your heart center. Let us begin. Da fu, 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 da fu. Excuse me. Greatest service, 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 greatest service. Da fu, 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 da fu. Greatest service, 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 greatest service. Now I'm going to sing the Mandarin Chinese version of these 4 lines. 是的yuan man, 铃声闹声yuan man, 人的天道显现体，复数连赛可攀。是的yuan man, 铃声闹， this is for the greatest enlightenment, by the way. 铃声闹声yuan man, 人的天道显现体，复数连赛可攀。And now I will sing the lines for greatest service. 周大夫，是为公仆，无是 fa men, zhou da fu, shi wei gong pu, wu si fang xian, xiang cheng fa men, zhou da fu, shi wei gong pu, wu si feng xian, xiang cheng fa men, da fu, 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 da fu. Greatest service, 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 greatest service. Coming to the end of the source calligraphy. Ha ha ha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. It's very powerful calligraphy, Da Fu Wu source calligraphy. And as a center leader, when I chant with you and for you, the power is much, 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 much higher than you do it on your own. And thank you, Master Sha, for those authorities that allow me to bless you in such a powerful way. So feel free to share if you've had any experiences with that. And these final two of the 10 qualities are truly the most important. And as Master Sha said in the wrap-up of this 10 Da series, each one of the Da qualities need to be implemented in our life. And my challenge to each of you is to just choose one. Choose one for a week. Greatest love, for example. And look for the different places and times in your life where you can bring more love to that thought, more love to that word, right? Because there's three ways to say everything. More love to the actions. We need to be able to bring more thoughts. We need to be able to bring more love to our thoughts and words and actions, right? And do that for a whole week. Yeah, there's no way you're not going to feel much better. There's no way that the reactions of the people in and around you are not going to be improved, right? And you can do it for a whole month if you like, but then eventually move to the next Da, the greatest forgiveness. Forgive yourself for the negative thoughts. Forgive yourself every time you have a judgmental thought, and ask forgiveness for others every time you have a judgmental thought, right? Because thoughts is where the majority of our negative information comes from. If you actually understood what Master Sha has been teaching this whole time, everything within our vibrational field did not get there accidentally. It got there because of our thoughts, words, and actions. And the big chunk of it is actually our thoughts. That's the big chunk of it right there. And most of us prefer denial, because if we can deny that our thoughts create negative vibrations in our field, negative karma, whatever you want to call it, if we can stay in denial of that, then we can be like, la, 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 la. It's always their fault. Everything that happens is outside of me. I'm just doing my best, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you can. Not sure if it's going to work for you for the long haul, but you can, keep the wool pulled over your own eyes. But the reality is, we need to wake up and realize this stuff's in our vibrational field and it's not accidental. And the more we apply these 10 Da qualities, the less suffering we will have. And this is how you reach enlightenment, which is the 10th of those 10 Das. So I hope you enjoyed this aspect of the wisdom training and the practices. And then when we come back, let's see what's next. Let's pop over here and see what's next. The next one, we go to a whole new chapter. Let's take a look. Okay, in the next chapter, Master says, I will guide you to apply the Tao Calligraphy, Da'ai, to transform every aspect of life. So he's coming back through now. He's going to give us Tao Calligraphy to work with, and we're going to practice with it. Awesome. So I will be here Tuesday next week, and I hope you will come also. Tomorrow, Friday, join Lori. She will do a leading practice using this book, using the qualities and calligraphies from this book. And she's here same time as me. So Tuesday and Thursday is me. Lori is Wednesday and Friday. And it's all from this book to serve you. This is our unconditional service to you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I also want to remind you 2 or 3 special things that are coming this weekend. Okay, I'm going to drop some little links in the chat, and do click on them and do come. There's one of them. This is Tao Calligraphy. Rulin is teaching Tao Calligraphy. So this is this Sunday, and this is for Da Chen Bei, the greatest humility. Here's the next one. This link is for joining the most popular course that Tao Central Portland has put out. The most popular. So think about that. Out of all the things that we do, this one is the most popular. Why? Because it helps people transform anything that's happening in your life. Got money problems? It will fix it. Got health problems? It will fix it. Doesn't matter what it is, it will fix it. And if you want to understand how it works, you can click on this third link that I'm posting now. Okay? It'll pop in there in a minute. This third link is to a demonstration evening, which is tomorrow night. Okay, it's Thursday now, tomorrow night, Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. Come Friday night. Rulin is doing a demonstration on both of these, the Tao Calligraphy and the Divine Love. The Divine Love is a 6-week program. It starts Saturday, so it starts in just a few days. And if you're a member, you get a discount. If you're a senior, you get a discount. But it's only like $30 a class for 6 classes. It's very, very affordable, and it will change your life if you apply the wisdom and practices that are taught in there. No question about that. Okay, so I love you all. I thank you for coming. If you missed any of this, it'll be a recording in just a few minutes, and you can go back and watch it. And I will see you here Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if you came in late, that means you need to come about 45 minutes earlier than when you arrive now. Okay, love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.